Good evening to one and all present here. I am Tanishq Tardeja of grade 9B. Today, going to say a speech on importance of mental health awareness. So let's get started immediately. Today, I would like to bring your attention to a critical issue that affects a large portion of our society, especially our younger generation, and is often overlooked but is of vital importance of our well-being, mental health. Mental health is an integral part of our overall health and well being. If it affects how we think, feel, and behave in our daily lives. When we have good mental health, we can cope up with the stresses and challenges of our life, build and maintain healthy relationships, and contribute positively to our community. It's crucial that we prioritize our mental health just as we prioritize our physical health. Adolescence is a crucial period of life where young people are faced with various challenges, both internal and external, which can take a toll on our mental health, academic stress, body image, and social media. Unfortunately, many adolescents do not receive the support to face these challenges and get support from others. In some cases, they are reluctant to seek help due to the stigma surrounding mental illness. This is why it is so important to raise awareness about mental health and break down these barriers. It is crucial for parents, teachers, and peers to have open and honest discussion about mental health, to educate young people about the signs and symptoms of mental health problems, and to encourage them to seek help and to tell that seeking help is not a weakness but rather a strength. So let's get started and see what all can we learn from this topic. In the starting, I figured out that a lot of people around me had started developing some mental issues due to the challenges they had faced from society and social people and social from around them. This really fascinated me, so that is why I started researching about this topic and learning about it. And I taken this as my interest, as my parents are in the medical field, as well as I also have a passion about biology and want to pursue this as my field in the future. What had led up to this? After the initiation of my research and interest in this field, I decided that now I would further do my further own research, and I made a Google form to send to as many people as possible. And in the starting, I had received almost 500 responses from everyone, and my research was complete. So, why we are going to look at now? Why should we take this topics very seriously? Mental health is a common problem that affects a large portion of our society because of this relevance, but rather its lack of awareness. Mental illness impact on daily life. Mental illness can have a significant impact on individuals' ability to function in daily life, including work, school, and personal relationships. But the opposite can also be said that if we talk on this topic, large amounts of awareness can also be spread. Physical health. Mental health and physical health are interdependent, and poor mental health can have a negative impact on physical health and vice versa. Economic impact. Mental illness can result in significant economic costs, including decreased productivity, increased healthcare costs, and loss of income due to missed work. Stigma and discrimination. Stigma and discrimination surrounding mental illness are major barriers to seeking and receiving treatment and can result in further harm to an individual's mental and physical health. Stigma refers to the stereotypes that are given to people with mental illness or mental health problems. Importance of early intervention. One of the main reasons people talk on this topic, mainly for the younger generation, is to raise awareness and to intervene during the early stages of mental disorders and to reduce damage done by these issues. Promoting overall well being. Mental health is a critical component of overall health and well-being, and addressing mental health is essential to promote well-being and quality of life for individuals and communities. Lack of awareness. Even though of its relevance of it affecting large portions of our society, many people are lacking the knowledge what to do when we get mental issues and how to solve them. So now we are going to look at a video to see and to understand mental health better. Sorry.
Provides relaxation or mind. Got 60 seconds? Take a mental health minute to learn about stress and anxiety in adolescence. Anxiety is your body's reaction to stress and can occur even if there's no current threat. If anxiety doesn't go away and begins to interfere with your life, it could affect your health. There are several coping strategies you can try to reduce your anxiety and stress. Keep
Is the audio heard?
a journal to help identify and challenge your negative and unhelpful thoughts. Do a body scan to identify physical symptoms of stress and anxiety in your body, like headaches or body pain. Download an app that provides relaxation or mindfulness exercises, such as deep breathing or visualization. Exercise, eat healthy, avoid caffeine, and stick to a sleep routine. And reach out to your friends or family members who can help you cope in a positive way. If you are still struggling to cope or the symptoms won't go away, share how you're feeling with a parent or trusted adult. It may be time to talk to a healthcare professional. Learn more about anxiety through the NIMH.
So right there we saw about how a general summary of about mental health and how we could cure it. Now I done a research and here are the results that received from the research about the Google Forms. This included how many had mental health issues, how many are aware of mental health issues, and how many knew what to do when they had gotten to know about their mental illnesses. So the first page was about how the questions, as you can see, is we are for asking the parents if they knew what age was right to start to give awareness about mental health, and age would be the right time that mental health illnesses started to show up in adolescence and would peak in their life. So the first one, people had said that 45% had thought that 10 to 15 years was the best time to effectively deliver mental health education to children so that they would not suffer from the problems and symptoms from mental illnesses, which is actually the correct time when adolescence is at peak and all the mental illnesses start to appear. How often do you discuss mental health with with your children? People said 60% of the parents had said that they had only discussed it sometimes, and it should be more crucial to always talk about not always talk about this but often talk about this so that it'll be important that if the child ever receives mental illnesses, they can intervene and intercept it early on and stop it from developing any severe mental symptoms. The second part of the form was, did the children or the adults face any problems in their life, and did they ever feel bullied or unsafe while out in the open when they had developed mental problems? So for almost 50% had said yes, and almost 50% also had said no. So this can be seen as a lot of people in our community get bullied and face problems from the outside social society and social media. This is a major contributor of the fact to develop mental illnesses, so that so we should reduce this, and we should always have a good environment and society where we live, so that these problems can be reduced, and also this kind of bullying and other problems which we receive from society can be reduced. So thus reducing the main root problem and reducing mental illnesses in children and in adults as well. So here are the third part of the survey, which was that did people have awareness about mental problems in children? Did they ever feel sad, anxious, or worried? And how often they would get angry? So the first question was about awareness, and as we could see, almost 65% had said yes, which is a good amount of people. And did they ever feel sad, anxious, worried, or did they ever receive any anger issues? Now, these four are also big contributors of the fact, and of the fact that mental illness can be developed. So as you could see, 50 to 60% in both of those questions had said occasionally or sometimes. So this can also be seen as when people get sad, anxious, worried, or angry, they could share this to others, or they could keep it to themselves. And by keeping it to themselves, slowly but surely, they would develop mental illnesses and mental problems too. And thus, it would make it hard for them to cope up with society and others. And so, if you ever receive these problems, always tell it to a loved one or your parents or some people like that, or even go to a professional to seek help. So the fourth part, sorry, the fifth part of the survey was, sorry, the fourth part of the survey was, had they ever, and this was only given to the people who had actually had mental problems. So the first question was, have you ever visited a counselor for anger or stress related things? So as you could see, it's 85% no to 15% yes. So this goes to show that even though people have mental issues, they don't actually have the awareness or what to do with it. And the second part was, have they ever gone to the counselor for any depression? This was 85% no to a 15% yes. So in these things, we can see that almost 80% have gotten less awareness and don't have any mental problems, while as 15% have problems. So we can conclude from this that 1 in 5 people in the globe have mental problems, but that out of that, only 5 to 10 people, 5 to 10% of these people have taken initiative to solve this and eradicate these issues from their life. So, in conclusion, we can see that 1 in 5 people all over the globe have these problems. And further research has also shown on a broad scale that actually 1 in 4 people have these problems in the general public, as we can see from the facts of WHO. So, here are the facts from WHO, that is World Health Organization, and we shall correlate this with the results we had gotten from our research and check if they match it or not. So, mental health is a state of well being in which an individual realizes their own abilities and can cope up with normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to their community. So, this was the definition we saw. Mental illness is a global health concern affecting an estimated 1 in 4 people worldwide. So, as you could see this on a broader scale, 1 in 4 people have worldwide. But if you take in a smaller scale, 1 in 5 people have a mental illnesses. As this was only conducted this research at a smaller scale of 500 people. Mental illness is a leading cause of disability worldwide and is often associated with significant social and economic costs. Stigma and discrimination surrounding mental illness are major barriers to seeking and receiving treatment. Effective mental health interventions exist, including psychotherapy, medications, and community based support programs, but access to these services is often limited, especially in low and middle income countries. Promoting mental health and preventing mental illness is a priority for WHO and requires a multi-sectoral integrated approach that involves individuals, communities, and governments. Mental health is a critical component of overall health and well-being, and it is important to address mental health as a public health issue. Now we'll be seeing that why so already done. So identifying a mental health issue. So here are the few symptoms that we can see in people who have mental health issues. And if you or any of your friends or family members have these, you should come to them and you should talk about these problems to them. Number one, changes in mood, behavior, or personality. This may include sudden or extreme changes in mood, such as frequent or prolonged periods of sadness or irritability, such as changes in behavior or personality, being withdrawn or isolated, and constant mood swings. Unusual or excessive fears or worries. This may include excessive or irrational fears or worries, which can interfere with our daily life problems and which may cause physical symptoms such as rapid heartbeat or excessive sweating. Sleep disturbances. This may include difficulty falling or staying asleep, or experiencing nightmares or other disruptive sleep patterns. Substance abuse. Using drugs or alcohol to cope with mental health problems or mental disability can be a sign that an individual is struggling with mental health issues. It is important to note that experiencing any of these signs or symptoms does not necessarily mean that an individual has a mental health problem or mental disability. However, if an individual experiences persistent or severe changes in their mood, behavior, sleep patterns, or other things, we can assess this by the symptoms and provide the accurate diagnosis and treatment plan. What can be done now and what remedies can be given to these people? Training program, self application. First and foremost is to identify it as soon as possible and we can so that we can apply these remedies. Training sorry, Training programs are a great way of learning from professionals how to deal if any situation mental illness is developed. I myself had taken this training program, and these programs also help you to apply these to yourselves as well as help in spreading awareness to others about these problems. Contacting a professional on a regular basis can help reduce the impact of these disabilities on a person's life and possibly even completely eradicate the cause and become normal again. So this is by contacting a professional on a regular basis and spreading awareness. Spreading awareness is also a great way of helping yourself and others by sharing your experience going through this and maybe even decrease the stigma received from society towards these people. How can we bring an impact and help these people? First of all, we should encourage them to seek professional help. The most effective way to help someone who is suffering from a mental health issue is to encourage them to seek professional help. This can include visiting a therapist, counselor, or psychiatrist. Listen to them. It is important to be a good listener and let the person share their thoughts and feelings. Avoid judging or minimizing their experience and try to empathize with them. Offer practical support. Sometimes people with mental health issues may be struggling with daily tasks such as cooking, bathing, running errands, or cleaning. Offering practical support such as helping with these tasks can be a valuable way to show that you care and help these people out and give them a reason that there are people who are actually ready to help them in. this, and not everyone in the society are against them. Be patient and understanding. Recovery from mental health issues can take a long time, and there may be setbacks along the way. And it is important to be patient and understanding and to offer ongoing support. Educate yourself. Educating oneself is important, and this can help you better understand what these people are going through and how you can offer help and support them in times of need. Offer encouragement. Encouragement can go a long way in helping people with mental health issues. Let them know that you believe in them and that you are there to support them. Take care of yourself. Supporting someone with a mental health issue can be challenging, so it is important that you take care of yourself as well. Make sure to prioritize your own mental and emotional well being along with there as well. Now we'll be watching a short video on how we can help someone.
Or section them under a law called the Mental Health Act. This is done without their consent and often against their will. Hi, and welcome to episode 4 of Ask Mind. I'm Lucy from Mind's information team. It's mine and my team's job to write all the information on Mind's website. We help to answer all the calls, emails and texts that come through our helpline, and generally do all we can to make sure that people know how to cope with their mental health problems and navigate the mental health system. Today we're going to answer another common question we get. Can you make someone get help with their mental health? It's a really tough one because unfortunately the answer isn't always what people want to hear. The truth is that no, in most cases you can't make someone get help if they don't want it. If you feel like someone you love is clearly struggling and can't or won't reach out for help or accept any help you offer, it's understandable to feel worried, frustrated, powerless, especially if you think they're not safe. Sitting by and doing nothing just does not feel like an option. But although it's really difficult, they are an individual, and even if you don't agree with their choices, they do have the right to decide of how they want to deal with things. You can't force someone to talk to you. It's not easy talking about mental health problems, and putting pressure on someone or making them feel they're not in control of their own situation is only going to make them feel more uncomfortable and alone. You can't normally force someone to get help. As adults, we're all ultimately responsible for our own decisions. This includes when, or if, we choose to get help when we feel unwell. You can't see a healthcare professional for someone else. A doctor might give you general information about symptoms or diagnoses, but they won't be able to share any specific advice about someone else without their agreement or consent. But there are some things you can do, and when they might feel like they're not enough, they can make all the difference. They could even help someone to take the first steps to getting some help. So these are the things you can do. Be patient. You won't always know the full story, and there may be reasons why someone doesn't want to get any help. Let them know how their feeling is valid and that you're there to talk to them without judgment. Let them know you care about them and you'll be there if they change their mind. Show them the ways that they can get help if and when they're ready. And finally, look after yourself. Worry and stress can make you unwell too. If you can, pay attention to how you're sleeping, eating and moving about. These are all things that can help us stay well. There may be times when you're worried that someone is unsafe, either to themselves or someone else. They may be feeling they want to hurt or kill themselves, or they may be behaving in a way that's putting themselves or someone else at immediate serious risk of harm. In this situation, the quickest way to get help is by calling 999 or going to A&E. We have further info on this on our website, which you can get to by clicking on this pop-up. In really exceptional circumstances, it's possible to keep a person in hospital or section them under a law called the Mental Health Act. This is done without their consent and often against their will, so it's very serious and can only be decided by an approved team of mental health professionals or AMHPs. If you feel someone is at serious risk and will not approach anyone for help, you can contact their local social services who can decide to arrange an assessment. This is a heavy responsibility, so before taking action, it's important that you understand what might happen and what your loved one's rights are. We have all you need to know about this process on our website if you think you might need to consider it. So that's all for now. I hope that's helped. If it has, click like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with or section them under a
So that was all about how we could help people with these problems. So now it's finally time for your turn. Go out there, spread awareness, reach out, give a helping hand. Together, let's all create a good environment for those who can't do it themselves. It has been long where nobody has helped them out and known about their problems. And they are no different from us. After all, they are humans too. Always remember, a mental problem is not a disability, rather a different ability. Together, let's create a better world for all these people out there who require your help. I'd written these blogs about mental health awareness in adolescence and emotional intelligence. I would really appreciate if you could go through them, and it's only 5 minutes per read per each of them. They are available on medium.com, and the links can be given as well. I have been mentored by Ms. Pratibha Tiwari. She is a professional life coach, and this is her website link. Again, I would like to remind you all that mental health is not a disability, rather a different ability. And everybody has the right to access everything and be good at everything. Thank you.